Environmental pollution has made negative effects on the life of every living things on Earth. Nearly all of our achievements in the fields of industrial progress, science, and technology have been realized at the cost of our health so far. Even our flora and fauna have been found to be at risk of extinction. All this really makes us wondering whether all our gains and industrial civilization really enable us to climb the peaks of prosperity, or simply bring us down the blind alleys of adversity. Many programs against environmental pollution are strenuously implemented, against the indiscriminate violations committed daily in the name of development. The environmental pollution is not only caused by the emission from nuclear tests or industries. The smoke from the automobiles and other vehicles, the increasing use of synthetic detergents, nitrogen insecticides, and fertilizers contaminate both air and water. The water we use to drink the vegetables are all contaminated. As a result, our world is suffering from a number of incurable diseases. Nothing in this world is immune, no life is safe, and the prospect of this world is bleak. The factories are mostly built in residential areas, and the smoke-emitting vehicles ply through the congestion areas.
Water pollution on the environment, and we will present some examples of environmental disasters caused by water pollution incidents. There are a variety of water pollution effects on the environment. However, these effects can be summarized in the following elements. The algal bloom caused by water contamination with nutrients. The effects of chemicals and heavy metals on the aquatic life. The threat of aquatic ecosystems by marine debris such as plastic. The effect of ocean acidification on many marine organisms. The algal bloom. The contamination of water in lakes or marine environments by nutrients used, for example, in the agricultural fertilization, induces an excessive growth of plant and algae. This growth reduces oxygen levels in the water. This lack of oxygen, known as eutrophication, suffocates plants and animals and can create dead zones, where waters are essentially devoid of life. In certain cases, this excessive algal growth can also produce neurotoxins that affect aquatic wildlife. Recently, many algal blooms occurred in some regions in the United States. The toxic algae bloom in California's Klamath River in 2017. The algae bloom on Lake Erie near Toledo, Ohio, in 2011. At its peak, the bloom covered 1,930 square miles, 5,000 square kilometers of the nearly 10,000 square mile, 25,600 square kilometer lake. Aquatic ecosystems are also threatened by solid waste such as plastic, metals, cigarette butts, and others. However, the principal solid pollutant of our water resources is plastic. In fact, 40,000 tons of plastics are currently floating on the ocean's surface, and that represents 80% of all trash floating in the ocean's 46,000 pieces per square mile. These solid wastes present a real danger for aquatic life because they can be ingested by animals and cause their suffocation, starvation, and death. According to the Office for Coastal Management, the marine debris are responsible for harming more than 800 different species of marine life. The real problem with plastic is that its persistence in the environment for a very long time. That's why the best options will be to reduce considerably our wastes and to use other materials that are biodegradable and eco-friendly.
Most of us just throw something away and we think nothing more of it, but that trash will go on quite the journey after it's left your hands. We throw a lot of stuff out too. It's hard to say how much each individual person dumps because we all have different lifestyles, but if you look at figures from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the average American will produce about 5.91 pounds of trash each day. We'll mainly focus on the USA Today because, hey, it said Americans produce a lot of garbage. In 2019, The Guardian wrote the U.S. represents 4% of the world's population, but produces 12% of municipal solid waste. In comparison, the countries of China and India make up more than 36% of the world's population and generate 27% of that waste, said the newspaper.
It is estimated that 8 million tons of plastic flows into the ocean every year. This plastic not only pollutes the world's oceans, but affects tens of thousands of communities who depend on the ocean. The process to a cleaner ocean is clear. Plastic needs to be intercepted before entering the ocean. Virgin and single-use plastics are not going away, but by accomplishing these two goals, we can reduce the need for virgin plastic and start to solve the problem. OceanWorks is building a community of plastic collectors, processors, manufacturers, and some of the world's biggest brands to create a circular economy to reduce and recycle the plastic that is destroying our rivers, streams, and oceans. Plastic collectors and processors are already cleaning up their local environment, creating jobs, stimulating the economy, and using the plastic to create new products. OceanWorks is striving towards a long-term goal of a plastic-free ocean, and every member of the OceanWorks community is another step closer to that monumental goal. OceanWorks has joined the mission to see plastic differently.